Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Shadowrun Dragonfall. This is it, folks. After that incredibly fucking long finale, we're gonna chat to everyone, say our goodbyes. Sorry about that, by the way. I knew that the game ended sometime after you had the chat with Vauclair, but I had no recollection that you have to go through the tunnels and then go through the sub-labs and then go through another fucking fight. Just, Jesus. Anyway, the team is waiting when you walk in. Their faces are haggard and their shoulders are slumped. Does that point to all this, Double? We lost Paul, we lost Monica, the Crucible saw so many people dead. It was just supposed to be a simple job, remember? A milk run. Get into the estate, snatch some data, and go home in time for worm talk on the Trid. Yeah, it wasn't a milk run, but Vauclair's plan failed because of us, so that's something. I get that, Double Decker, I do. That's not who I am. I'm a soldier. I take orders and I execute them. This whole thing about dragons taking over the world, the thought of them slowly hoarding everything, it's too big to think about. We're street level. We run the shadows. That's it. Worrying about these sorts of issues is beyond our pay grade. You know, this kind of reminds me of Glory's whole situation. Killing Harrow and preventing him from ever starting another cult is probably more valuable and in the long term save more lives than rescuing those cultists would have. But it's too big. That's what they want. That's what they need. The corpse, the dragons, the politicians, everyone. They want us to think that we can't make a difference. They put effort, a lot of effort, into making us feel small, insignificant. But we're not. We had the power in our hands today. We had a choice and we made it. Because of that, the world is different. For good or for ill. That's right. For good or for ill. We can't see the future. I don't think that anyone can. But the world is different now. We're the ones who changed it. I do find it humorous that that's something that he has to mention. I don't think anyone can see the future, considering that, you know, magic is real. So did we win? I tell you, we avenged Monica. We avenged Paul. We did it. You watch the team take this in, Eager nodding her agreement, Glory staring ahead, lost in thought, Dietrich frowning, eyeing the floor, Blitz fiddling with his deck and pretending not to understand. Eager breaks the silence. So now what? Monica's gone, Paul's gone. Do we keep running together or is this the end of the road? I'm in. In fact, you couldn't make me leave if you tried. Something different about you, love. You seem, I don't know, more vibrant than usual. Warmer. It's quite a change. I can't say why, but one thing that I can tell you, I'm at home here. This place and this team mean everything to me. I'll stay forever if you'll have me. Dietrich's right, Glory. You've changed. Something about that worries me. Try not to worry too much, Double. I feel wonderful. This is the first time in years that I can say that, and it's all thanks to you. Well, I'm in. I'm getting kind of old for a Shadowrunner. I'd rather die in the shadows with you people than live, I don't know. Thought I had something going there. Yeah, whatever. The point is, I'm in. That was beautiful, man. So, Double, you gonna stick around the Crucible Bazaar and keep running in the shadows with us? You've done a hell of a job. I'd be happy to follow your lead. I gotta go with number 2. Never run with a team this good. I'd be stupid to give it up. Right there with you, Double. What about you, Blitz? What about me? I mean, sure, whatever. I got nowhere else to go and no one to give a shit about me. Why not hang out with insane dragons, assholes toting enormous machine guns, and devil dogs that hump my leg when no one's looking? Could be fun, right? So come in, I guess. Before I forget, the Turkish coffee guy sent over one of his street rats over before you. Said he wants to talk to you about something. Thanks. I'll see what he's on about. And that's that. Hopefully there's like one final thing of dialogue with all of them. Any emails? No emails! Come on. Alright. Search for relevant keywords. Yeah, if you had freed Apex, there's some nasty stuff going around the web at that point. Glory glances up your approach. She offers you a slight smile. Oh, this isn't dialogue, this is narration. You screwed up. I'm just kidding, I don't care. Double Decker, you got us through the night alive. Well done. I don't know what happened to you at Fear Still Glory, but whatever it was, I think it's getting stronger. You're right, it is, but I don't see how that's a bad thing. She raises a sculpted hand to inspect it. The motion is casual, but something about it feels strangely menacing. Slowly, the metal begins to glow, first red, then white. In fact, I think that this was an incredible stroke of luck. I finally have some of my magic back. I feel fantastic. That's just it. I don't think this is your magic. In fact, I'm sure it isn't, and that's what worries me. Why? This has helped us. What does it matter where it's coming from? Besides which, I can control it. I can turn this thing on and off like a switch. See? Nothing to worry about. You picked this power up from the adversary's domain. I don't think you're controlling it. I think it's changing you. Think what you like. I like this change, and I don't want it to go away. You, on the other hand, can go wherever you please. I'm not telling you any of this to make you angry. I'm doing it because I'm worried. You're sweet, but don't worry. I'm going to be just fine. Okay, but I'll keep checking on you. As you turn to leave, a strange sensation flits across your consciousness through you. It might just be your imagination. That's probably just your imagination. That doesn't stop your knees from going weak or your stomach from churning. You turn back to see Glory smiling at you. Of course. Come by any time, Double Decker. Try not to worry so much. You feel the sensation again, tiny and fleeting, but there. You feel it in your chest, even if for only a moment. Hundreds of faint, fluttering wings. I can control it. Like I said, everything's going to be just fine. No! I fucked up. I fucked up. Revenge. Too much revenge. It's bad for you. I've seen Old Boy. I know revenge is bad, but I was like, whatever. Let's see what happens. Terrible shit. Oh, God. Double Decker, I'll admit it. He did a hell of a good job back there. Couldn't have done it better myself. You've done fine, but it was my job to take the lead, so I did. Well, I wasn't going to say it. Alright, Double. Make light of my compliments as all you like. I might do the same in your shoes. Anyway, I'll be looking forward to the next run. Just do me a favor. Make sure that the client is properly vetted, and for the love of God, verify that the job has nothing to do with dragons. Done and done. Good man. Till next time. Dietrich. Well, boss, we went up against a dragon and lived. Guess that's a win in my book. Couldn't have put it better myself. So any plans looming on the horizon? New clients? You thinking of going after maybe? We'll worry about that tomorrow. Tonight, we celebrate. You're right, boss. Of course, you're right, Owen Double. I meant what I said earlier. From this point on, wherever this team goes, I'll follow. Wouldn't have it any other way. Nice, nice, nice. Hey, Chief, that was a hell of a thing, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. I'm glad to hear that you'll be staying on with the team. Well, it's not like I'm doing much else. That whole Emily thing still stings, Chief. It sort of took the wind out of my sails. It won't stay deflated for long, I'm sure. Maybe I could introduce you to some people and make a pretty good wingman. No, that is not true. Now I'll go with that one, just because it's like, I also don't want to like piss in his Cheerios. Maybe, Chief, but not right now. For the time being, I think I need some me time. Sure. Oh, and Blitz, you done a great job. Thanks, Chief. You too. Oh, Blitz, the red-haired disaster. Just stay out of his way and no one is safe. Even if you stay out of his way, no one is safe. Perfect. Brilliant. Oh, Melod's shop is closed and she has nothing to say. Lane. Any more words of wisdom? Live to fight another day. Whew. Mission accomplished, Colonel. Those that attacked the cruise bazaar won't be troubling us anymore. I'll just go with that first one. Bringing up his military history would probably be a poor choice. Everyone will be happy to hear it. Lane shuffles forward, coming so close that the smell of leather and machine oil are almost overpowering. He lowers his voice, marking his words for you alone. I had my doubts about you, as I'm sure a lot of people had, but you did right by this place, and by her. This place may never be the same without Monica, but we'll carry on. Indeed we will. So what's next for you? Moving on. Not a chance. Gotta keep you people out of trouble. We'd be lucky to have you stay on. And when the time comes, the Cruise Bazaar is a wonderful place for an old soldier to hang his hat. Take it from me. But whatever you decide, we will understand. And you will always have our thanks. I love Alexei. They made a great character with him, quite frankly. Like, the two trolls that they have as NPCs in each of these games do what they can to subvert trolls. Simi Kim is still here, looking more alert than ever. Her chipjack is conspicuously empty for a change. She even smiles when she sees you. You're back! People were saying that you were going out to do something dangerous. More dangerous than usual, I guess. They weren't sure you'd live through it, or if you'd come back even if you did. But I knew you'd be back. Of course I'm back. This is home. Should be safe again. I do feel safer, and I feel better thanks to you. Truth is, the Cruise Bazaar is better with you here, and everyone in it is better. I've stopped with the Sims, trying to get clean. It's hard, but it gets easier if I'm keeping busy, and I'm trying to keep real busy. Proud of you, Kim. Me too. Yay. I mean, there's doing a hit of Flash every once in a while to get through the day, but like, you gotta put the Sims down, you know what I mean? There's a time for K10, and there's a time for not K10. Just kidding. K10, not even once. Oh, God. Remember, if anyone ever says anything about a recovering K10 addict, they're full of shit. There's no such thing as a recovered K10 addict. Just someone who's doing a really good job at putting off till their next fix. Apparently Dr. Escabel has nothing to say to me. I'm not surprised. Oh no! Zach Flash has moved on. Terrible. I liked having him around. Oh, I still can't believe the dancer is gone. It makes me feel like, you know, maybe if I just tipped her a little bit more, everything would have turned out all right, but probably not. Probably fucked. No matter what happens. Algernon hums tunelessly to himself while he fiddles with one of his many talismans. When he sees you, he smiles broadly. Here he is, Absinthe, the clear-sighted one. To be certain, this orc is to be heralded with much praise, Algernon Half-Dream. Though his release of the Great Worm will have ramifications, to be sure, this day is full of portent. How do you know about the dragon? A friend. The release of the Great Worm is of an interest to a multitude of beings, and Algernon Half-Dream is among their circle. Things are different now. Different how? Before the next cycle's end, the fair swing worm will speak again with the voice of the maiden. The dancer will spin, the seal will melt, and the calm lake will burn again. This I prophesize. You make it sound like a bad thing. Do not jest, Half-Dream. We must be going in soon. Is there anything I should know? Some last words? I don't know. Wisdom? Always. No, never. Shine, runners of shadow, glow bright, and show what is hidden in the places power wishes to remain dark. That is Absinthe's wish for you. That's what I was going to say. He bows to you with a flourish. Goodbye, Double. We will meet again. I think, though, not for a long, long time. Oh, Algernon. He is, more well-connected than you'd expect the Talismonger to be. Oh, special has been crossed out. Ah, how very propitious it is that we may speak again, O Master of Mayhem. I have a proposal for you that could prove most lucrative to us both, Effendi. Most lucrative. Fortune will surely smile upon our blessed partnership if only you will accept. I'm listening, O Master of Hyperbole. With the passing of Herr Amsel, may God bestow his mercy upon him, you find yourself without a fixer. I wish to offer my services to you in this regard. You will find that Elturg Burakazi is a most connected, business-savvy partner. Sounds like a match made in heaven, Elturg. How do we start? I've already found a potential client, O Blessed One. Oh, a most prosperous one with deep pockets. He's eager to meet you. When you're ready, take the U-Bahn to Brandenburger Tor. He will find you there. Brandenburger Tor, got it. As soon as I finish up here, I'll go meet him. I don't think I have anything else to do. So, I guess I'll go take care of that. Oh, God. Break out sprinting. Gotta go fast. Alright. Brandenburger Tor. Can't say I know anything about that area. Can I move? No. The train car is empty except for the man in the immaculately tailored Italian suit. You notice him watching you for several minutes while the train rumbles its way towards Brandenburger Tor. Finally, he speaks. The stranger's words come out slowly in a deep, melodious tone that is easy to hear despite the noise of the train. He takes his time, accentuating each word, relishing each vowel, each consonant, tasting them as if they were a delicacy. Hello. I assume that the business with Dr. Fauclair is concluded, yes. Do I know you, friend? No, but you are about to. Hans Brockhaus. I represent an interested party, someone who wishes to know about your encounter with Dr. Fauclair. Does this interested party understand that information is a commodity? My employer also wishes to hear about the Lady Fairschwinge, a fascinating creature, so unlike her brothers and sisters. It is a relief that she is now free. Dragons are not meant for captivity. The Lady Fairschwinge least of all. She was special in this world. I'm sure you would agree. Maybe, but let's face it, dragons are scary, man. He inclines his head and the corner of his mouth curls into a bit of a smile. This is true, as it has always been, as is anything that meta-humanity does not understand. You look at a moth and barely perceive sentience. You glance its way, amused, as it flutters towards a bright light in a vain attempt to, what? To enter? To draw strength? To burn? It doesn't know. Its epic struggle is barely 1/100th of your lifespan. The sum total of its existence is nothing against the vast scale of your struggles, your hopes, your dreams, which it could not fathom in 1,000,000 years. Poor moth. You will live and die between the beats of a dragon's heart, mein Freund. What hopes you have of understanding them? I'm still not sure why we're having this conversation. No kidding, insane dragons are even harder to understand, but I was able to get through to her for a moment at least. Were you? Were you indeed? I am pleased to hear it. And what did you learn? That the Fairschwinge had a reason for her attack. That is true. No ancient dragon acts without reason. My Lady Fairschwinge was a nurturer, a caregiver, rare among her kind. Where her brothers and sisters saw the world as a prize to be won, she saw it as a garden to be tended. Can you imagine? For world upon world, the great dragon Fairschwinge brought wisdom and succor to countless souls, and she was loved for it, exalted, a goddess. When she awoke from her long slumber in 2012 and saw what the world had become, what meta-humanity had done to the garden she had tended for great ages, she struck. Struck with the rage, regret, frustration, and anguish of a mother whose children had played with fire and burned the house down, killing themselves in the blaze. She unleashed fire and death through her tears. And now she is free again, and insane. The perfect addition to the sixth world. Time to cut to the chase, friend. Who are you and what do you want? The representative of a potential client, a very influential client, and one who pays extraordinarily well. He is someone who demands a modicum of respect. Now listen. I tell you all of this so that you can have context, perspective, before I ask you his next question, Shadowrunner. If Dr. Fauclair's weapon had not required dragon fire, if it had been capable of destroying every dragon on Earth without touching a hair on meta-humanity's head, would you have used it? I don't think so. Who knows what would fill the power vacuum left behind. Dragon society might be dangerous, but I'd rather choose the danger I know over the ineffable creatures of the abyss. Indeed, there are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Things you do not wish to know. We'll on to the business at hand. My employer wishes to secure your team's services for a series of operations that will likely require the remainder of 2054. I don't know. After Green Winters, I need to have a better idea of who I'm working for these days. Of course, and you have dealt with several false flag contracts as well recently, yes? It is an awful thing to be manipulated, I'm sure. There will be no secrets between us. Your employer will be the great dragon Lofweir. He is sometimes referred to as the Golden Worm. Perhaps you have heard of him. What makes you think I'm going to make a deal with a dragon? Because you've already been working for him for some time now, mein Herr. Or did you think Green Winters found the Harfeld Manor on his own? Well, that puts a new spin on things, doesn't it? The rattle of a wheel on track gives way to a shimmying screech. Gradually, the train begins to slow. Ah, this is my stop. Are you coming? I'd rather floss my teeth with monomolecular wire. Well, what do you know? Looks like this is my stop, too. The train comes to a halt and the doors open. Brockhouse stands, brushes off his Italian suit, and exits without another word. As you turn to follow, your eye catches an advertisement for Worm Talk above the subway car door. Brockhouse glances back at you from his platform, the light from the car reflecting yellow in his gaze. You step out of the subway car and follow him up the stairs into the Berlin night, into the shadows. And that is the tale of the Dragonfall. Berlin Newsfax contains just one more report of a large-scale explosion in the countryside east of Berlin. An abandoned castle is reportedly consumed in a massive fireball that shakes the countryside and leaves a crater 60 feet deep. A natural gas leak is suspected, and the location is soon cordoned off by unidentified corporate forces. This news is eclipsed when Sater-Krupp announces its acquisition of Arianespace, the last remaining arm of the European space program. The Flux State's anarchist rule remains until 2055, when joint corporate forces, acting with the support of the German government, invade the city. It is widely known that the Great Dragon Lofweir is responsible for orchestrating this action. After weeks of fighting, the surviving anarchists are forced to retreat to the eastern part of the city. A truce is signed in 2060, and Berlin is again divided by a great wall. The Great Dragon Dunkelzahn is elected president of the United Canadian and American States in 2057. He is promptly assassinated as he leaves an inauguration party at the Watergate Hotel. While in human form, popular opinion is that another great dragon is responsible, as only a dragon can kill a dragon. But those in the shadows hint that an act of powerful blood magic is the cause. Grainy photographs of a large winged creature crossing a full moon above the Harz Mountains circulate in Germany for several years. Conspiracy theorists take this as evidence that a new great dragon has emerged. But when no further sightings are reported, interest wanes. The name of Dr. Adrian Vauclair has since been lost to the shadows. Yeah, I might have been working with Lofweir to destroy the Flux State, but hopefully I was able to spare lives that didn't need to be taken, and in the end, I know he would have just hired somebody else. And that is it for Shadowrun Dragonfall. I've got to say, a very, very fine game. A fantastic representation of the Shadowrun system as a whole. I think its only difficulty is that it drags a bit, just a bit. Maybe they should have cut down one run. Maybe. Or maybe just not made it so that the finale, the final battle with Vauclair is like a 5-part fucking dungeon crawl or some shit. Because going in through the courtyards, awesome. Going in through the lab, fantastic. Having the conversation, really cool. Going through the escape tunnel, okay, I'm still there. Okay, now you gotta fight more fire drakes and scorpions? Why is this happening? Alright, and now you gotta fight some more schlubs in the sub lab. Can we just stop? And now you gotta fucking do matrix shit, fight guys, and unlock valves in the sub lab and avoid fire. What the fuck is going on? Like, that is just too much shit. Too much. If they had just skipped, if the tunnel had just been a really short section, you unlock the generator, you pick up the fetishes, the elemental summoning things, then boom, you come into the room with the auto dock, and then bam, boss fight. That would have been cool. That's awesome. That's the big hallway on the way to the boss. You know, the Mega Man X hallway. You come through the divider. You get a few seconds to yourself, and you get pumped because you know, shit, man, it's time to fight the big boss. It's time to fight the big man, and then you do it, and then like shit gets bananas. That would have been okay. But they just took it a little too far. Besides that, the rest of it's very, very, very good. I do like how it supports a variety of play styles. You want to be a melee guy, you want to go on the internet, you want to shoot people, you want to cast spells, you want to talk to people. This game's got a way of giving you all of that. And one thing that I really, really, really love is how there is no way to do everything in this game. There's no way to do it all as one character. You got to come back and you got to go through it again. Or you can just sit with what you want. Like, you're not really missing out on much, but they make you feel like you're missing out on the world. The first time I played through this game, I played through it as a face, and I missed a lot of Matrix stuff. And I was always so worried. What am I missing in the Matrix? What's not there in the Matrix? Didn't really matter. There were a few things that could only be done in the Matrix, that could only be done as a Decker. But a lot of that's really just sort of semantic stuff. As a face, as someone with incredibly high charisma and buckets of etiquettes, I was able to just talk my way past most situations and most people. Like, I never saw the high threat response team. I was able to escape with 3 rounds left because I was able to get to the basement before they even knew I was there. Because I just talked by everyone. It was fantastic. But, you know, playing a combat-ready character like the one that I had, you know, I was able to chop people up and run around and get screwed by RNGesus, and that was really fun and satisfying in its own different way. That's good. One thing that I do like is that this game does not take place in the United States. I know I gave it a United States flair just because, like, I can't speak German. I don't have a good German accent. Everyone's got American accents except for, like, Paul, who is, like, almost offensively German. And for whatever reason, Dietrich was Australian or had a European accent. I don't know. I was just doing things with him, you know, man. It was just, when I see Dietrich, that's the voice that I hear coming out of his mouth. Yeah, he speaks German. Yeah, he is in a band called Messerkampf. But when I hear him talk, all that comes out of his voice is this. Damn it. Great characters. Great use of the world. Like, this feels cyberpunk. Shit sucks. Everything is awful. Yeah, I can go onto the internet with my brain, but that does not fix the problems. That doesn't solve the political issues going on. And, what happens? How fast can I make it? Oh, I can make it so fast! Sorry. But that doesn't fix, you know, the problems of the world. Some things are a little heavy-handed. Gotta say, the character loyalty missions, I definitely approve of them. Oh man, I still remember the assault on the Humanis compound, and I remember, you know, shooting that guy in the back and reading all that racist bullshit, and just like, if the analogy doesn't sink in, someone did something wrong. Might have been me. Can't rightly say. I don't know if those names are repeating, or if they don't. Or it might be like screen names and then other names, a series of anonymous people. You know, I guess my only complaint of Kickstarter projects is that the credits get extremely long just with all of the backers. But you know what? They deserve it to be here. Like, there is no good solution because they deserve to be on this list because they put the money down that made the game possible. They put in the money, Harebrained Schemes put in the plan, put in the talent. So I gotta say, thank you, Kickstarter backers of Shadowrun Dragonfall. Thank you, Kickstarter backers of Shadowrun Returns. I don't even remember if I backed that. I might have, might not have. Pretty sure I didn't. I was too busy backing Mr. Card Game, the Kingdom of Loathing board game. Woo! But big ups to Harebrained Schemes. The last Shadowrun game that was released before Shadowrun Returns was a Counter-Strike-esque shooter for the PC, and if that sounds awful, that's because it is. Because it fucking blows chunks. I own it. You know what? Fuck it. I might do a Let's Play of that. Just I'm playing Shoot Myself with the Dick Simulator. Oh, God. But, I think I'm going to call it here. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's play Shadowrun Dragonfall. Yeah. Next up on the docket, we got Final Fantasy VI. Why? Because I love the sound of my own voice, and I love voice acting. No, just kidding. Because I think it's an incredible game, and it's a marvelous example of JRPGs done right. It's just... So in Final Fantasy VII, Cloud is the protagonist. And in Final Fantasy VIII, Squall is the protagonist. And in Final Fantasy IX, is his name Zidane? Is that his name? Sorry, I never played 9. The little thief is the protagonist. Good on them for making the thief the protagonist. Mad ups. 10, it's Titus. 12, it's Vaughn. In Final Fantasy VI, everyone's the protagonist. Pick who you like. You'll see who I like next time. Let's play Final Fantasy VI. Good night, everyone.